Hello everybody, this is Swan with BlackBoxStocks. Hope everyone has been doing well. On today's little training exercise, I want to show you all a few of the cool features of BlackBoxStocks option flow and a lot of the filters that exist to be able to find the flow that catches your eye. So we're going to talk just a few minutes about that. So as you can see here, I am currently on the options screen. Options flow is coming in. We're almost at market close this afternoon, but you can see option flow is coming in. First thing I want to talk about is the colors of this flow. The colors of the flow all revolve around open interest. So any lines that are white tells me an open interest in that contract has not been exceeded. Okay? If the line of the flow is purple, which is very common as the day goes on, and here at the end of the day we see a lot of purple flow, that tells me that open interest has been exceeded, but over multiple transactions. So for example, if I click on one of these AVGOs here, you can see that if I click these purples have these lines of flow have turned purple because over multiple transactions they have exceeded that open interest level. Okay, so it's very important when you are looking at flow to understand and have a good understanding of the difference between volume and open interest. So volume ticks up all day long. If you buy 5 and I buy 5, volume is 10. If you sell your 5, volume is now 15. It does not take into consideration buying and selling, it only ticks up. But open interest, however, if you bought 5 and I bought 5, you sell your 5, volume would show at 15. But if we're the only two people in that contract, then open interest the next day is going to show 5 because I held mine overnight. So open interest is important when it comes to options contracts, and that's why this flow is in different colors. So white lines tells us open interest has not been met yet. Purple tells us that open interest has been exceeded, but over multiple transactions. And yellow lines of flow tells us that open interest has been exceeded in a single transaction. So that is a big cue there on whether someone is opening a position, because earlier in the day, usually before noon, if you start seeing yellow lines of flow coming in, that is someone typically opening a position. You can also tell if someone is writing calls or writing puts, and we'll discuss that in a different video. But the other thing I wanted to show real quickly is this. To the far right, there's this little bar chart next to in the IV column. That is a crucial hyperlink, so to speak. Opens up a new screen, a pop-up screen that tells you about that contract. Okay, so for example, if I come down here and find this QQQ flow right here, let me just pick on that. This is for October 31st, 346 puts. There was 3,500 contracts in this single transaction. Now, if I click this little bar graph on the far right side, it opens up the details of that contract. So it tells me that there were only let's just say 1,500 of those contracts left open Friday night into today, which is Monday. So there was only 1,500, so to round it up, contracts left open. However, that transaction was for 3,500 contracts. So that tells me they can't be closing out of these. This is someone buying these, opening these up over $200,000 into some puts. Obviously, this is a FOMC week, so there could be some hedging going on, but this is how you would read that flow. A yellow line above the ask tells us that is someone more than likely opening that position. Now, if you're like me, you can't be sitting watching flow constantly all day long, line by line. So we have a beautiful feature called the highlight feature. In order to do that, you have to have your watch list set up. And it's very key to have a watch list built into BlackBox because you can filter the option flow, you can filter the news, you can filter the alerts, the alert stream, all of these things. So to get your watch list set up, you're going to come down here to the bottom and go down to this little category down here that says watch list. And this is my watch list, but you can add a symbol individually. You can add multiple symbols followed by a comma. If you have a CSV file, you can bring that in and load those right in here. But you'll notice here it says the highlight feature. And after your ticker is loaded, you have this highlight feature, which is this third column over called highlight. Now what this does is, for example, if I click, let me go down and find NVIDIA. I'm going to click highlight. Now that is checked. Now let's go back to flow. Any line of flow that comes in that ticker is going to have this green highlight box around it. Beautiful way for it to catch your eye. Now let's say you watch charting and you're on a different service, but you're basically here for Black Box for this option flow, and you're like, I really wish this was a little bit bigger. No problem, we have you covered. You can click on this expand button right here, and now your option flow becomes a full screen. And as this comes in, again, this highlight feature is there to draw attention to any ticker that you have that specifically checked. So definitely take advantage of that. I love it because I can't sit and watch flow every day, watch every line after line after line. However, I do have it on, and when I see those green boxes on whatever ticker may be of interest to me that day, it catches my eye, which is the exact purpose of Black Box, is to help you find those nuggets in the market that are coming in. So just a quick couple little tips and tricks when it comes to option flow, what sets us apart from other services out there. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like the videos, make sure you stay green. And again, this is Swan with BlackBoxStocks.